Our grandparents did move here when they were younger. And when, at least for me, I grew up in New York and my parents did not speak to me in Spanish, right? They spoke to each other in Spanish as a way to communicate how they felt to each other about each other. Um, so it was really in the language that I learned to tune out, actually. And so I didn't have that. My grandparents, for the most part, spoke Spanish. I did have grandparents that spoke English, but I was also like the youngest out of everybody, and I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with the family. And so for the larger part of my life, while I've known that I am Puerto Rican, and I had been to Puerto Rico when I was younger, um, I didn't really have a deep connection with my roots in Puerto Rico. So I think, you know, when you reach a certain age and I think there are certain like checkpoints that you have in life, right? Like everybody goes through some very similar transitions. And so one of them is when you're a teenager, like you're trying to separate yourself from your parents and your family. You're trying to find how you are different and you are your own person. And it's a tumult. it's it's a horrifying time. You poor teenagers out there, I do not envy you. And my early 20s were no better. They were even rougher, I think, because then I had to do that, but all by myself, like I asked for. And then, I hit my 30s and I started really looking for like where I fit in again in this weird way, but not with people that I didn't know, with my family, right? With my ancestors. I wanted to get to know where I come from and what made me, what made my family, what made my culture that I come from, the history of it all. And so recently, I've been trying to get back in touch with my Puerto Rican roots. And so um, we, so how do you feel about that? What's your experience with that?
Yeah, no, I think I agree a lot of what you're saying as far as like you growing up, you're trying to find yourself. I was the same. Mom and dad didn't really speak to me in Spanish. It was more of Spanglish. So whatever I picked up was more Spanglish. There's another element that I often talk about when people ask me, well, how come you didn't learn Spanish? Well, you took Spanish in school and did this and that. Um, I want to explain something. I'm not sure if anyone else can relate to this experience, but in high school or even in middle school as well, um, when you're trying to learn Spanish, when you're Puerto Rican, you're trying to learn Spanish, you're trying to talk to your friends that know Spanish, they're not trying to help you really. Like they're trying to clown on you. You know what I'm saying? Like at least that's my experience.